Oh, do I have music? No. All right, well, that's not gonna work. All right. Let's see. Bum, bum, bum. Mm-hmm. All right. Let's do music. Where's the music? Why were my headphones on? Hello! Happy Beltane! Hello! I'm going to put pretty flowers on eggs to celebrate. Sorry, I'm trying to figure my life out currently. Okay, I think I have it figured out. Okay. Hello, 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 hello. How is everybody doing? How is it gonna be May? How is May 1st going for everybody? I played my kids that little "it's gonna be May" joke. I played them the video. They were less than thrilled. They were not nearly as entertained by it as I was. I've never felt so old and closer to death in my whole life. As kids will make you feel like that. But I hope everyone's doing well. Having a nice Monday. Let me see if I can get this a little better. Maybe not. Oh, if it makes you feel any better, Ruby has eaten 3 pears. 3 pairs of my earbuds. They weren't like the expensive ones. They were the like cheap knockoff ones, but still. 3 pairs. And the ones I have one like my little Bose headphones that are not earbuds, but they're like the sport headphone, whatever they are. And only one side works. And the side that does work is just hanging on by a thread. And I know I need to order more. I just yeah, she climbs up. Hi Teresa, hello everybody. She climbs up and she snicks them off the counter. She swipes them. That's what she likes to do. And I'm like, that's so great for me. Thank you so much. I'm pretty sure that it's not good for you to eat those. She doesn't like swallow them. She just chews them till they're unrecognizable, I guess. What am I trying to do here? What am I trying to do here? I'm trying to do something. What am I trying to do? I need to come back to you. She was talking to me and now she's gone quiet. Hello, hello, hello. It's one side AirPod died. I adored it. Aw. Yeah. Paint Pony, hello. Hello, hello. I'm just gonna keep working on pretty little flower things. I'm gonna do a little bit more work on this guy here. I want to do some work on this ribbon here. I haven't 100% figured out what I'm doing, but this feels like a very appropriate egg to be working on today. I want to put flowers on this one and I had an idea and it's gone. And I'm low-key kind of sad about it. Because I had an idea and I just can't remember what it... Brain. Oh, was I... Hang on. Maybe it's coming back. Maybe it's coming back. Hang on. Hang on. Working on side door. Yeah, I feel like... Hi, Jay. It's just... It's like... It just never ends with air. Like... I've never... So, confession. I've never bought, like, the Apple brand AirPods. I'm just scared about spending that much money. I'm just scared about spending that much money on AirPods. And, Hood Kitty? Who's Hood Kitty? Am I Hood Kitty? Who's Hood Kitty? Why have I never heard this term before? So I don't know. I feel like I have not had good luck with... I had like a pair just kind of break and stop working. They were very cheap. And then, yeah, Ruby ate 3 pairs. So I feel like maybe the more expensive pairs, I'm sure maybe work better. I would think, but I also don't want to spend the money if I have a dog that seems to like to eat them. Because it's one thing... Okay, I can't... It's just very tiny on my screen. I cannot see it. I apologize, I'm yawning. I am going through it. My body decided to celebrate today by starting my cycle, and I low-key feel like my body is trying to kill itself right now, but that's cool. That's fine. That is great. I love that for me. But my apologies if I don't know if anybody else has this, but when I start my cycle, I'm like super exhausted. Oh, I'm so sorry you're not feeling good. I'm sorry you're not feeling good, Morgan. All of my questions, I took it as a kitty from the hood. Is what I took it as. but I think I'm using hood in the wrong context. Yeah, there's knock on wood. No one in my household has got it yet, but we have norovirus going around these parts. Jay, wash your hands. Kids are gross. They touch everything. An ungodly amount of steak and potato. That sounds like a delight. But yeah, wash your hands, friends. Apparently, I mean, Jay, admittedly, you're probably fine because you're not in a school working with children or around gross little children, but like, yeah, so many kids at both my kids' at school have been out sick. Just so many kids at like dance studio and stuff sick right now, so yeah, wash your hands, friends. Kids are gross. I can say that because I have 2 of them. I see how gross they are. I see how gross their little friends are. Kids are just gross. It's not meant to be offensive. It's just a true statement. Kids are gross. But yeah, I'd like to not get norovirus if I can help it. Ooh, children. No, I have 2. That is a correct statement. Ooh, children. Trust me, I live with 2. I see it all. It just is what it is. They you know what? That's a lie. I was gonna be like, they get less gross as they get older, but I'm like, do they? Do they? I don't know if they do. I think by I was like, I think by adulthood it all works itself out, but no, I think it's women, I think, have it worked out by adulthood. A lot of the men I know, I feel like if they weren't married, they'd probably be dead, if I'm being completely honest. They don't really know how to take care of themselves, let's be honest. You know what? If you're washing your hands, you should be okay. Yeah, if I go to like crazy busy places, I'm still masking. Honestly, I'm going through a little episode with my skin where it's like, hey, how do you feel about perimenopausal acne? And I'm like, oh, I don't know if I really want that. And they're like, how about let's do it anyways? And I'm like, I don't know if I want that. And it's like, how about we also, you know that sunscreen that you've been using for years that you love? How about we all of a sudden, out of nowhere, just decide you're going to be allergic to it on top of the acne that you're already getting? How about that? That would be fun. And I'm like, oh, why? No. So that's fun for me. But sometimes I really like having the option of wearing a mask. It's kind of nice, I'm not gonna lie. Sometimes I just don't feel like being perceived in public, and a mask lets me do that. So, is it anxiety? Is she just trying to keep herself and others safe? No one can tell. Does she just have a really bad case of chin acne today? No one can tell. Low-key, kind of a fan. Tried to shake my hand. It was, oh, yeah. I know, so thoughtful, so thoughtful. Just to let me know. By the way, this is what's going down. And by schedule meetings, I mean I've just been looking in the mirror every day since the beginning of February, really, and going, WTF, what's going on? My skin's just like That's what I mean by scheduled meetings. That's what I mean. So yeah, if you find yourself at 41 all of a sudden breaking out in horrific cystic acne, there is a chance that you got something hormonal. You get the perimenopausal stuff happening. You might also have developed a sudden allergy just out of nowhere to a product that you've been using for like a decade with no problems. That's like your favorite ride or die product. So just letting you know, apparently you can develop skin allergies to products at any time, even stuff that you've been using for years, which was news to me, but that's super fun. Oh, that's not stressful at all. Oh, I'm sorry, Emma. That sounds stressful. Hi, Danielle. How are you doing? Yeah, how's the old ticker doing? How's ye old ticker? Did I forget to get myself a beverage? How? On this here May Day, did I forget to get myself a beverage? I knew I was forgetting something. My God, I'm a mess. Yeah, I knew that because I developed allergies as an adult. I have like a really bad flare about every kind of 4 to 7 years, and then the other years it's just kind of dormant. It's really weird. Like when the trees all decide to start releasing the pollen. But every 4 to 7 years, I have a really bad year where I just want to rip my eyeballs out of my skull. It's super fun. I love it. I love it so much. Now, I think... What am I going to try? Are we going to do one of those? I think we're going to try one of those. Yeah, let's try one of those. Do I want to do this? Let's make... I feel like today calls for fire. I feel like today is a fire day. Like crafting fire, not like fire festival fire. Not like that fire. Are we still talking about that? I am. I can't get over that still. Where is my lighter? Who took it? Where did it go? Matches? Do I have matches? Where have all my sources of fire gone? Speaking of, are they inside? Oh my God! Speaking of iPods. These aren't mine, they're borrowed. I lost them. I found them. I have to keep them away from Ruby. Hang on. I think I swiped my lighter so I could light my incense. Oh no, Danielle. Oh no. Oh. You know what? That's hard. That's hard. They've got all that anger and frustration, right? And nowhere to put it. So they end up putting it not in the most appropriate place. Yeah. Aww. Yeah, I mean, the fact that, and some people that might also be how they process stuff, you know, like some people do process their emotions through like yelling and getting up, you know, and lots of like emotion. You know what I mean? Like some people legit that's how they process. Some people process by like crying. Some people process by yelling. So I guess it was like really, really good that they had kind of a safe place to process that, you know? Yeah, Danielle, I'm so sorry. I know they've been like doing lots of testing and stuff, but I really hope that you get like they're able to soon like apply all of the stuff that they've been taking data in on, you know, and like actually give you a treatment plan. 'Cause that is hella frustrating. Boo. Boo to copay going up. That sucks. That's BS. Yeah. Yeah, I think so. They probably didn't even, you know, there's probably people that they want to be screaming at, i.e., lawmakers. But it's like not exactly safe. That looks messy. I'm going to fix that. I've been watching the Tennessee where the kids showed up to have their voices heard, and basically like the people working in the government, their Congress, I guess, or the representatives for Tennessee were just really, I'm pretty sure it was Tennessee. And they were just like really condescending and like cutting them off, and like you could tell they're like not interested at all in hearing from these kids and letting their voices heard, you know. Really? Oh, Danielle, I lived those years. I feel you. I lived those years when I was in my 20s and I was going to school, and I like had enough money to either buy groceries or put gas in my car. But at work we were allowed to have like as much of the soup as we wanted and the rice. So I'd like get to work and just, it was a hot and sour soup with like a big scoop of rice in it, and like I swear to God, I lived off of hot and sour soup and rice for like, I don't know, years. Like years. Yeah, Tennessee. Yeah, I was watching it. Hi, Scott. Dan, have you been watching it? It's like, oh, it's painful to see how uninterested they are in listening to the kids. Aww. Yeah, I mean, it's that balance, right? Of like understanding that this is a kid that's hurting and they just need a safe place to vent while also maintaining, you know, the boundaries that every human being should have. It's a balance. It is a balance. No, don't eat your mice. I'm sorry. It sounded like I was implying you should eat your mice. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. Not what I meant. No, I remember those days well. I remember those days well of like, well, I have this much money and I can either buy groceries or I can put gas in my car, and I need to be able to drive to work, so I guess I'm putting gas in my car. And you're just like, this is gonna sound super creepy, but like, I remember my one friend, we called her Frenchie because she was French, and she had this thing she called 2 Bra Thursdays, where she would wear 2 bras on Thursdays and just push the girls up a little more, and hopefully make a little bit more money in tips. And it always seemed to work. And there's a few times I was like, I am hungry. I want to have money for food. Let me join you on this here 2 Bra Thursdays. You know, sometimes you're hungry. Not much. Sets my hair on fire. Yeah. I don't even live in the United States, and I'm watching that, and I have to keep from throwing my phone across the room. And I don't even live in the States, and I have a hard time. Oh, I'm sorry she's had a day. Team Rita, you have to pass on our hugs to her. Yeah, I mean, you know what? The fact that you were able to turn them around, you know? I think that shows a lot of skill if you can take someone that is confrontational and you can bring them down and you can kind of bring them over to your side. You know what I mean by like your side. Not necessarily your side ideologically, but your side as in like calm, rational conversation time. You know what I mean? That the fact that you were able to hear them out, validate them, get them calmed down, and then engage in a meaningful conversation, I think that shows a lot of skill, and not just anybody can do that. So kudos to you, because you have to, it's hard because you have to keep yourself so regulated and calm during those moments. That's the thing I have the hardest time doing with my kids, is not hopping on their BS train when they get it going. Not hopping on that train and like remaining calm myself and not adding to the chaos. It's so hard. It's so hard. It's one of the hardest damn things I've ever done. So kudos to you if you're good at it, because oh man, it's hard. So they won't be bringing the bread home. Listen, I never had ladies until I was pregnant and breastfeeding. I never had any girls. I was very much president and also a member of Itty Bitty Titty Committee. That's why we had 2 Bra Thursdays, because you wouldn't believe the magic that happens when you put on 2 bras. Things happen. That's all I'm saying. Oh, I'm so sorry, Scott. Oh. I was just there in June with Ashes. It was unexpected. And both Poe and Ashes, it was like I woke up that day and did not know that was the last day with them. It happened out of nowhere, and that's so hard. I'm so sorry. Oh. That's so... I mean, this is a safe... You know, you're amongst animal lovers here, and people who are pets are, like, mean more than some of our families, so... We have 3 Brawn Thursday. Oh, it's definitely a safe place to be if you are struggling. Man, it's so hard to... yeah. It's one of those things, and unless you've been a pet owner and you understand that relationship, even, like, I have friends that grew up on farms that have owned pets, and even, like, their relationship with their animals is quite different. But, like, when your pets are, like, kind of like like your child, you know, it's not that they're your child, but it's just when your pet is not just like a pet, when it's your companion, it's different. When they're truly a companion animal, it's a different kind of relationship. It's like a whole other... And unless you talk to somebody that also has that kind of relationship with animals, they don't really get it. That's what I noticed anyways. I'm like, you can tell the people that had pets, and you can tell the people that have had companions. It's similar, but it is different. And the people that have had companions, they get it. Aww. Yeah. Yeah. I've never had the experience of waking up to them being gone. That would be horrific. That would be harder, I think, for me. As hard as it was, the way Poe and Ash is and how unexpected it was, even though, I mean, like, Poe was like almost 18 and Ashes was like 2 weeks away from turning 14, so it's not like it was expected. But it's not like it was unexpected, but it was also unexpected, and I just didn't know that day was the day, you know? You guys know what I mean. I know you know what I mean. And yeah, it's hard. You know, it's... all things considered, you're grateful that you get, like, to say goodbye and have it, you know. The worst, I think, would be if, like, your cat, say, wanders away one day. I've seen a few cow hugging videos. I have too. Aw. Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, it is. I mean, as hard as it was, it's like I at least have that peace in knowing that they're not in pain anymore, and you know, we got to say our goodbyes and all the things. Like when Poe got out and he was missing for 3 weeks and I just didn't know what happened, I feel like that would be the worst, because you just don't know. And then there's always that what if, like, oh, what if, you know, what if they're still out there? What if they're hurt? What if they're waiting for me? You know, like, that I feel like that 3 weeks where I didn't have him, I was just destroyed. Because if he was gone, then I needed to know. I was like, okay, if he's gone, he's gone. Like, that would suck, but at least I would know. I hope you feel better, Danielle. Oh, Jay, I'm so sorry. Oh. Oh. Jay, I'm so sorry that happened. Oh. I don't understand. I don't understand the entitlement that some people feel sometimes to hurt animals. I've never understood it. I know it's out there. I'm aware of it. I grew up around it, but I don't understand it. I've never understood that. I don't know. I think it's very telling when people are cruel to any kind of creatures that are smaller than them, you know? Yeah, still, that's a crappy neighbor. That's a horribly crappy neighbor. That actually happened to my in-laws' cat. Their neighbor, the cat is okay. The cat is missing an eye. But their neighbor, shot the cat. Unfortunately. Didn't like it. I guess it got outside and it was in its garden, which admittedly sucks, but like, go over and talk to the neighbor and be like, hey, like, your cat just dug up my garden, or, you know, whatever. Like, you know, keep your cat inside, get a catio, whatever. Don't just, like, your go-to shouldn't just be to shoot an animal. You know what I mean? Go and have a conversation. Be like, hey, please don't let your cat outside. It's dug up my garden. I don't like that. Honestly, I would probably make friends with the cat. If there was anything I really didn't want the cat in, I'd just put up a fence. And I would probably just make friends with the cat and feed it, to be completely honest. I wouldn't even go talk to the neighbor. I'd just be like, hey, cat. I would probably... I would probably, make friends with a cat before I made friends with a neighbor. I'd probably plant some catnip or cat grass specifically for the cat. What I'm trying to say, I think, is that I like cats more than I like people. Yeah, same with Gigi. Gigi does not go outside unless we're going for a little walk on the leash. Yeah, I don't, the people that just... like for sport almost. I don't get it. My oldest child had a whole little rant she did the other day. I don't know if she saw like a video on YouTube or something, but my husband notoriously loves dogs, not that fond of cats. Never has been. Him and Poe made peace with each other, but he was never a cat person, and never has been a cat person. And My oldest child one day was like, I think he's not a cat person. Cause dog, and like, I think they were having a conversation, and she was like, well, but because she loves cats. She's like, well, why don't you like cats? And he was like, well, look at the dog. You know, dogs are so loyal, and they love you, and they do anything for you. And like, cats are moody, and cats, like, you know, they'll like stick their nose up at you and leave the room, kind of a thing. And she said later on, absolutely, absolutely. But yeah, she said something to the effect of, I think he just likes dogs because they're blandly loyal, and cats have to, like, he has to earn their trust. And I was like, oh. I don't know if she came to that conclusion herself or if she saw it on a video. I don't know, but I found that funny. Every now and then she makes some connections, and I'm like, ooh, saucy. You did not. You should post that in the tarot channel. You should post it in the tarot channel. Happy May Day. Happy Beltane. I hope everyone is enjoying this here 1st of May. I would love to hear about your latest adventure with dating apps. Dogs can clock if a person is good or bad. I agree. My cat also notoriously hated men. Notoriously. Not all men, but like most of them. It was interesting. It was okay with my brother. I had a crazy roommate once that the day she moved in, Poe went and took a poop on her bed, so I think dogs and cats can both do that. I think they can suss people out pretty good. Oh, Scott, I'll cross my fingers and toes. I hope you get full time. Wouldn't that be nice? I hope it comes with benefits. That would be amazing. Oh, that would be amazing. Let's all manifest that for Scott and Rita. My God, you guys need a win right now. Like, for real, you guys need a win. I'm sure it went really good. I'm sure the interview went really, really good. Oh, that would be so amazing. That would be so amazing if you could get full time and benefits for you guys. That would be phenomenal. Oh no. Well, at least you had someone cute to talk to for a bit. Appointment on the schedule for someone whose last name was Eggers. Really? I didn't even know that was a last name. Eggers. Now I want to run to a phone book as though I have one. As though I still have one somewhere in my house. I don't think I do anymore. God, do you guys remember phone books? Remember when that was a thing? I mean, I'm sure they still have them, but I don't know anyone who, other than like my parents and my grandparents, that still has a phone book in their house. And even then, like, my grandma might use hers. She turned 91 on Saturday, you guys. 91. So this is okay. This is what scares me about if I ever, this is one of the reasons why I think that if I ever become single, I'm just gonna get another couple cats and I'm just gonna coast until we kick the bucket. Like, I'm just not even gonna bother. Because I feel like, so this is ghosting, correct? Where, like, you're talking with somebody for a while and then you just kind of stop talking and it's just like you never hear from them again, right? Ooh, another app. Ooh, are phone books even a thing anymore? I think for our, like, I feel like they still make them, but, like, I know any phone book that I've gotten, it just immediately goes in the recycling bin. Like, I don't even think I've had one in my house in years. I feel like my parents still have one, but they never use it, right? Because they just use their phones to look stuff up, or the computer. Occasionally one appears tossed in the driveway. Yeah. She did get her egg. She got it before Christmas. Or no, right after Christmas. She got it right after Christmas. How long until it counts as ghosting? See, and I don't know what is all the ins and outs of ghosting. I don't know, but this is what concerns me. This is what concerns. If it's been more than 7 days, it's ghosting. Okay. So here's the thing that concerns me. From just someone from afar, the little I know about dating apps, dating culture, and, like, kind of all that. I'm going to blow out my candle before I stick my electric keiska in it to warm it up. Because I do like to be doing that lately. Here's what concerns me and why I think if I ever find myself, one friend considers it a ghosting after 4 days. Okay, so this is where I get confused. There seems to be different rules, and it seems to change. Like, some people consider it ghosting after, like, 3 or 4 days. Other people, you can go a week. Like, there doesn't seem to be a lot of consistency. So I have concerns there. I'm like, how will I know? Is this a 3 or 4 person day? Is this a 7 person day? I haven't heard from them. Do I send them a message? Is that uncouth? Like, I don't know. Like, the logistics of trying to navigate that make my head hurt. And also, because I have the ADHDs, what if I'm talking to someone and it's like they seem really cool, but then, like, I don't know, stuff happens and my kid gets sick and I get busy, and then it's been a week and I haven't texted them. They're going to think I ghosted them. And it's not that I ghosted them, I just have ADHD. Like, I feel like I don't think I could do it. I think I would just need to get another couple cats and just carry on. I don't think I could do it. I don't think I could keep track. Really? They're just tiny. Interesting. Have to be more emotionally involved. Yeah, and see, now that's the other thing that I've noticed about the people I know that are online dating. Some people consider it all just very casual. You know, whatever, you're chit-chatting, you're getting to know people. And sometimes it goes somewhere, sometimes it doesn't, for whatever reason, right? It never actually goes to anything in person, and, like, it's very much a no harm, no foul vibe, and you're just kind of chatting with people and getting to know people, and it's all very casual. And other people, if they've spent a couple weeks talking to somebody and then, you know, they get ghosted or whatever, they get, even if they've never met in person, they get very upset and put off by the whole thing. Like, I just feel like I would not be able to keep track of, mostly because in real life, I'm not good with remembering or keeping track of like regular social norms just in real life. I don't think I would be able to do it online in a dating capacity. This is actually something I think about a lot, being somebody that does like streams and stuff. I'm like, I wonder how many like little like norms and stuff there are, and like just little like etiquette things that I am missing because I don't, like, I'm just not, because I'm just a little bit older, or because I don't stream like as much maybe as other people. Like, I always wonder how much like etiquette things with like streaming online and just producing content online. I'm like, I wonder how much etiquette I'm missing. It's probably a lot. And it's not that I mean to, it's just that I don't keep track well of those things. I don't know if that made sense or not, but it's not that it does anything. It just, well, it probably does do. It's probably not good for it to heat an electric Kiska. Mostly it just makes me look like an idiot, to be completely honest. Shoot a quick message saying, hey, I'm busy this week. Let's catch up next week. I sometimes go 2 months without doing that for my friends. And I realize that's horrific. But I'm literally the worst. I'm literally the worst. I will forget. I forget everything. I mean, Scott, I feel like you're doing it right. You're just kind of like finding cool people that you vibe with, and then it turns into a relationship organically. I think you're doing it right. You know what I mean? I think you're doing it right. No, I mean, my brother had one girlfriend in high school. And then they broke up, and he started dating his friend from high school, and he's now married, so, like, it is what it is. I love that that's, like, the green flag for you. That she has an adorable cat. I think that's fantastic. What was I gonna do with this? I feel like I was going to do something. All right, well, I'm gonna work on the other one while I think about that one. I'll put this one in my shirt. Hey, it's worked out well for my brother too, so, you know, I don't know. I think it's sort of, like, some people like to date a lot of people and get to know a lot of people and have a lot of dating experience, and some people don't. My brother was like that. He likes who he likes, and he kind of, I don't know, he was never really interested in dating a lot of women. He just wasn't, he said he asked a girl out once in high school, and or junior high or something, I can't remember it, how old he was. He was a teenager, and I guess it took him like a lot of took him a lot of courage to ask this person out, and then when he did, she was kind of like, I don't know exactly what was said, but it was something to the effect of like, you think that I would be interested in someone like you? Like, it was very much that sort of like evil after school bully of the school high school special kind of a thing. And I guess it was such like a horrible experience that he just never wanted to date, like he never wanted to ask a girl out ever again, because it just, she was so mean to him, I guess. And honestly, I don't think he did. I think his first girlfriend in high school asked him out. And then his now wife, I think, kind of, I don't know if she asked him out, but she definitely made her interest known. So. Dated a friend in high school when I wasn't ready. Friend zoned him. That same thing happened to me. He was very, very interested in me, and I was like, I don't know, and I felt very pressured into it, and then I just was like, nope. I met the bear that lives in this kid. I feel like I had lots that liked me until they met the honey badger that lives in mine. I've been on a traditional date. I've been on a few. Not that. You're not missing much. I found them stressful. I'll be honest. I found them stressful. The whole, am I gonna wind up dead? That's stressful. If he pays for dinner, is he going to expect something? How do I make it clear that I can pay for my own dinner without coming off like a bitch? That whole game, stressful. Didn't enjoy it. 0 out of 10. Yeah. I think if I wound up single at this point in life, I feel like, I don't know, I guess it's easy to say. Like, my kids are at home, like, I'm around people constantly. I have people constantly talking to me. Like, maybe if my kids were grown and if I was single for a few years, maybe I'd feel differently, but I don't know. The thought of dating again just low-key makes my blood run cold, if I'm gonna be honest. Yeah, let's do that. I mean, it's probably a good way to be, though. It's kind of how I feel I am. I'm fine unless I'm provoked. I'm trying to be less of a snap show and more calm when I am provoked, but man, that is challenging. It is challenging some days. It's Aries Ram comes out and it just wants to like run head first into people sometimes. Then go scale the side of a mountain for no reason. Every time I see the mountain goats and stuff, the rams on like driving through like Banff and stuff, driving through the mountains, it like I've seen them my whole damn life. It always surprises me just to see them just on the side of a cliff. just scaling a mountainside. I'm like, how are you? How? It's a surprise every time, and I don't know why, because I've seen them my whole damn life. But like, it's always surprising to me how they can just scurry up a sheer cliff. That's so cute. Do you know what, dear? The same thing happened to my uncle, my grandpa's brother, my Uncle Hugh. He dated this woman when they were like late teens, early 20s, might have even been teenagers. They might have been high school sweethearts. I don't 100% know. And I think, I don't know what the story was, but either he wanted to get married and she was like, I'm not ready, and he was pissy about it and said, well, fine then, I'm not dating you anymore, whatever. I don't know what happened, but they broke up, and she ended up later on getting married to a man that was not very kind. From what I understand, he was abusive. It was not that great. And years later, when they were in their 70s, they met up again, and he had never married. Like, I think he threw a little bit of a fit and was like, well, if I can't marry you, then I won't marry anyone. And yeah, they reconnected, and they were like very cute, like making googly eyes at each other and holding hands and like the whole 9 yards, and it was very sweet. And they had, I think, about 5 really good years together, and then unfortunately she developed dementia and had to go to a like a senior center because he wasn't able to take care of her at home anymore. And but he would go and visit her all the time. I think she lived like another 5 years or so, maybe more. And eventually passed, but I always thought that was very sweet. There was always rumors. He used to go to Hawaii every year. And once a year he would go on this vacation to Hawaii. Because, you know, you have money to do that when you don't have children. And my mom said at one point in time, she said that the rumor is that he would go to Hawaii once a year to meet up with a married woman. And that's why they had to like go and see each other in secret off in Hawaii. It's because she was actually married. And I always wondered if it was this woman. I always wondered if it was her. So anyways, that's my family tea. Oh no! Lilith was being a cat, was she? hiding somewhere. Let's see if I can make this closer without making it blurry. Maybe. I feel like I need a little something else in here, but I don't know what. We'll figure something out. I just don't know what. Same time next year, Ellen Barkin. Is that a movie? Is that a movie? Because he would go off to Hawaii every year, and that was the gossip about town, is that he was meeting a married woman. Thank you. I also like how she's coming along. Curved herringbone. I need to look that up. Your mom was a MASH fan. So was my dad. My dad was a big MASH fan. Like always, for whatever reason, that would come on after dinner. It was always on after dinner. Da, 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 da. Da, 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 da. That song, always, that theme song. Have a good night, Scott. Make sure you give Rita a big hug from us. I hope that your week gets substantially better. Thank you. I really hope that he gets that full-time position and they get benefits and all that. I feel like they need a win. I feel like they are due for some good stuff to head their way. Yeah. I saw a TikTok or something like I don't know, it was somebody complaining about like having to help. I think they were like complaining about having to help their kid with math homework and just like trying to explain like multiplication and like positive and negative numbers and stuff, and the kid was getting frustrated like, why do two negatives make a positive? I don't get it. How is it? I like, not understanding math. And this guy was like, I really think that life is like math, a good thing happening to a good person, a positive thing happening to a positive person is positive, like equals a positive, right? A negative thing happening to a good person, well, that's a negative. A good thing happening to like a negative person, that's also a negative. But like a negative bad thing happening to like a negative bad person, like that's a positive. I was like, where was this when I was a kid? I could have used this. But those are two good people that I would love to see something really good happen to them. God, does anybody know when this mercury gets out of pissing in the Gatorade? Because I am... Like, is it done yet? It's gotta be done soon. Although, don't we have an eclipse coming up? I feel like eclipses always make me a little squirrely. My math lost me when letters started to get involved. Why are there letters? I'm not in English class. I'm in math class. Why are there letters? Conics was the only math unit I enjoyed in high school because I got to draw shapes. It was the only one I liked. Because I got to draw shapes. It was the only dang one that made sense to me. Wouldn't go on the negative part. May 5th is the eclipse. Okay, I knew it was coming up. Yeah, I just feel like, that sound, that like trending sound, the years start coming and they don't stop coming, and it's just that playing on a loop. I'm like, I feel like I'm living this sound. I feel like oh my god, did you guys see the AI generated beer commercial to that sound? my god. It's like hilarious and terrifying all at once. Oh my god, please tell me you've seen the AI generated beer commercial. I can't be the only one that's gonna have nightmares about that. So terrifying and yet so hilarious at the same time. I can't even explain it. I don't even know how, other than to say it's incredibly accurate and unnerving. And it's hilarious in its accuracy. And it's terrifying. All at the same time. May 14th. Okay. Oh my god. You guys. We got 2 more weeks. We got 2 more weeks of shenanigans. We had 2 more weeks of shenanigans, you guys. Just in time for Sierra's birthday. Oh, we just need to get through the next 2 weeks, friends. Two more weeks of shenanigans. And then it'll be time for some other planet to start messing. Oh god, I don't even, it was just like somebody fed an AI a bunch of like beer commercials and asked it to make its own beer commercial. I think it's not for like any specific brand or anything. Like, you had a prank chat earlier. Oh, I'm sorry. That's frustrating. It was I feel like I just saw it on, I want to say it might have been Instagram Reels. If I can find it, I'll post it on my Instagram story if I can find it. I'm sure I saw it on Instagram Reels. And yeah, I guess they just fed a whole bunch. I'm not sure what I want to do. What do I want to do? Maybe. Oh, do you know what I think I want to do? I feel like maybe I just want to do. Yeah, that's absolutely what that needs. You're so right, Egg. You always are. You always know exactly what you need. Yeah, I think it wasn't for any specific beer. They just fed a bunch of beer commercials to some AI and asked it to make a beer commercial, and oh my god. I will say it's definitely a very Americanized commercial. I will say that. It's very American. Like, it's definitely not like they didn't feed the AI any like beer commercials from like Europe or anything. That I can tell you. Oh, why do people do that? Why do people prank call a helpline? I've never understood that. I was gonna say, back in my day, we never prank called hotlines. My friend just prank called a psychic line, but no, she didn't prank call. It was very on purpose, and it was very much a serious thing. I think I told you guys that story before, how my friend called like a psychic hotline when I was in the 10th grade. And it was one of those, like, the first 5 minutes is free or whatever. And so we had this idea where we were going to each have, like, 2.5 minutes to talk to the psychic. And then we weren't going to get charged. And, of course, you call and they immediately put you on hold for 5 minutes, right? To drain that your first 5 minutes are free thing. I can't even remember, but she racked up a huge phone bill. I can't remember how much. I want to say a couple $100, maybe more than that. I think it was somewhere in the $300 to $500 ballpark. I genuinely can't remember. Oh yeah, my mom was so mad. She was so mad. She was asking him the psychic, like, all these questions about this boy in her class, and were they gonna end up dating or not? And I was just sitting there like, you have to hang up. And like, forget me getting my 2.5 minutes. I realized that was long gone. I was like, they're doing it on purpose. They put us on hold on purpose. You have to hang up. And she's like, no, it's fine. Like, just straight up ignored me. Ugh. Wow. Wild. When I was waitressing, a couple of friends of mine, they were doing they were getting their degree in social work, and so they had to do these volunteer hours at like a crisis line, and like some of their stories were interesting. And there was like repeat callers that were known to the hotline. And it was like they had special training on just how to deal with those callers. It was interesting, let me tell you. It was interesting. Like, there was one person that would... The thinking there was a certain level of enjoyment, we'll say, for explaining stories in great detail to who was ever on the other end of the phone. And yeah, and it was like a whole thing on just how to deal with this one caller that would call and do that. It was wild. Yeah, it's some of the was interesting. Because at the end of the day, it's anonymous, right? And like, people are calling in for various reasons. But it became, I think, quite obvious very quickly that this gentleman was calling in with a specific reason. And was not in distress, but quite enjoying having a captive audience, I guess I'll say. I'm like, what do you do there? How do you navigate that situation? Like, that is complex. There's layers upon layers upon layers with that one. I feel like that's every job that you have. You show up that first day and there's a story. There's a story. Even like, I remember when I worked at Winners when just after high school for a bit. And I worked there for a little bit when I was in my like early 20s, I think, late teens, early 20s. I worked there before I went and did the cruise ship thing, and then I worked there for a little bit when I got back. And 0 out of 10 would not recommend. Would not recommend. That we can use the approval of our super, we can hang up. Yeah. Yeah, I remember my friend telling me about this. Like, they have to, like, be very careful about the language they use, but it has to be very, like, okay, well, we need to keep the line open. Like, if anybody else needs to call, like, you know, you clearly don't seem like you're in distress, so I'm glad you're feeling better, but we have to keep the line open. Like, oh my god. It was also the early 2000s, so the early 2000s were wild. But I remember when I worked at Winners, and it was like one of my first shifts, because they're big on shoplifting there. Like, the amount of protocols that, like, even just like you going for lunch break, like it was like you had to have a supervisor check your bag, your lunch bag, before you were allowed to go on lunch break, like all these things. And I was like, why do we have to do? And me just being stupid and naive, I was like, are they checking our bags for bombs? Like, what's going on? And I just didn't understand what was going on. And my friend was like, no, they're like trying to catch you if you're stealing anything. And I was like, oh. And one of the supervisors, I guess, overheard. They're like, yeah, the highest loss, like, due to theft is, like, from employees in most retail stores. I was like, in my head, I felt stupid because I was like, it didn't even occur to me to try stealing anything. Maybe it should have. But one of my first days on shift, there was a woman in there, and she had a thing for red shoes. She would always come in and see if we had red shoes, and if we did, she would take her old crusty, dusty, musty shoes off and leave them on the shelf, put the new pair on, and try wearing them out. And she did it like every time. She was known to police. It was this whole thing. Calling the cops on her was not a deterrent. It was like one of my first days working, and there was this whole story about this chick with the red shoes. Someone stole a snake from a pet store? Oh my god. And not actually on the phone. Let me tell you, I would not be able to keep my cool. Oh. Yeah, I want to hear how someone stole an entire snake out of a pet store. I mean, I know I'm supposed to be like, oh, that's terrible, don't steal. But, like, I'm low-key just impressed, you know? Like, that's pretty impressive. Stealing a whole flippin' snake from a pet store? How does one even go about doing that? Oh, it was an employee. Made it look like it slithered off, but they hid it in a box when they took the trash out and had their partner meet them at the dumpster. Ah, so how did they get caught? Was it on, like, security cam footage? I'm guessing this was an expensive snake, is what I'm guessing. I'm guessing it was one of those expensive ones. Yeah, I remember what that manager at Winners told me all those years ago, that most theft at stores happen from employees. The cameras at the dumpsters, wild. Ball python. Oh. Honestly, I can see it, why it's employees, right? Like, especially like big box chain stores, you know what I mean? I bet it's not as common at like the smaller kind of mom and pop type of environments. It's probably harder to steal in those environments anyways, but like a big chain store, you know? You're not paid the best. They F you around a lot. Like, you're not going to feel bad stealing from a big chain store. You know what I mean? I could see it. You hate your manager, you hate your job. You're like, you know what's gonna make this suck less? It's if I steal if I steal a cool snake. You know what I mean? There's a kid I went to high school with, and after we graduated, actually I think he might have started working at this gas station when we were in grade 12, but he kept working there for like, I don't know, a couple years after graduation, and he openly bragged to everyone about how much money and like cigarettes and like snacks he stole from this convenience store. And somehow, like, he stole every single time he was on shift. He would steal at least $5, $5, $10, and like take some snacks. Occasionally he'd take a pack of cigarettes. Every single shift, every single time, without fail. How that went a couple of years without being noticed is like beyond my comprehension. But he very openly bragged about this. And at one point, the owner finally caught on and caught him and realized that he was the one that had been stealing money and you know, merchandise, whatever, for the last like few years. And I think he tried to like, I don't know if he tried to like press charges or something. Anyways, but my friend bragged about how all of the money that he had stolen from this gas station, he used to pay the lawyer's fees to keep him from getting charged. Which, like, I'm like, good for you, I guess. I don't know. I remember feeling very perplexed about that at the time, and he was like very proud of it too. Thought he was ingenious. But apparently every time he worked over the course of like 2-3 years would steal like $5-10 from the till. Was just saving it for a rainy day. So good for him, I guess. He used that to help pay for a lawyer. But I remember him talking about this and like kind of bragging about it, like, I'm so smart, all the money I stole I used for a lawyer, so I didn't, you know, end up with, you know, anything bad happening to me. And I was like, you know, like, it's the same effect, right? Like, you don't have the money anymore that you stole because you had to use it to pay for a lawyer. So, like, you could have, your outcome is the same had you just not stolen it. You know? I don't know. Taking fish to the vet? Wild. Wild. I love when cats do that, when they embarrass themselves, but they don't want to, like, admit that they've just humiliated themselves. It's so funny. They're very prideful cats, you know. Prideful and yet so silly. Okay, friends, I am unable to stop yawning. I'm afraid. I think I am going to have to go to bed. I had to go and hang up some laundry and load a dishwasher and go to bed because I am just too sleepy. My cat's also giving me that look like, it's bedtime. It's I'm blaming my cycle starting today. I am exhausted. So I'm going to go and wash my face and go to bed. I would encourage everyone to also go and, if it's nighttime where you are, perhaps maybe wash your face and go to bed, and don't try to look at all the information on the whole internet on the tiny glaring rectangle in your phone. In your hand. She's tired. So, I'm going to go to bed. I'm going to be on the Twitchy Witches tomorrow to get, thank you. Be on the Twitchy Witches tomorrow night. Jay, we're synced without even being synced. And for some Tarot Tuesday, we are as of today, we are halfway to Halloween, friends. We're halfway to Halloween, if anybody needs to know that. We're right smack dab in the middle between spring and summer equinox as well, so not a bad day. Not a bad day. Hopefully, Tarot Tuesday brings some good news to us, a little bit of positivity to help us get through these last 2 weeks of the retrograde, because oh my god, those planets can calm down now. It's been enough, I feel like, for all of us. So I'm gonna go wash my face, brush my teeth, hang some laundry, load my dishwasher, and pass out. So, everyone, have a lovely evening. Thank you for spending some time with me. Take care. And we shall see you for tarot tomorrow. Bye.